If you're doing any inner work or emotional healing practice, safety. Safety is the number one determining factor, in my experience working with many people, in my opinion, in whether or not whatever you're doing is going to be effective and actually create some emotional release, some transformation, right? If the parts of you don't feel safe, if you don't feel safe in your own body, in the experience, in the environment, with the particular teacher, the technique can be amazing, the philosophy can be amazing. None of it matters if safety isn't there. That's definitely my belief and experience. So if you do not feel safe around the subject, or in your own body or emotions, there's very little any particular technique can do. So I want that to become a priority in your mind. Make safety a priority. Don't worry as much about chasing, well, this technique didn't work, let me try another one. If there's a part of you, an aspect of your life that things do not seem to be penetrating, it's because it doesn't feel safe in there to do so. So just having it in your mind as, okay, let's actually discuss this as being the framework, as being the most important thing, versus, hey, this great technique will clear your blocks in 2 weeks and all that stuff that people say, right? It's oversimplified. So on my channel, I have some EFT tapping. If you like that technique, if you've never done it before, good chance to give it a try. Not feeling safe in your own body, not safe to feel my feelings. There's great stuff from a variety of teachers and people talking about safety. So just make that a priority. Begin to explore, where do I feel safe? What feels unsafe? What feels uncomfortable? Get more in touch with the nuances of what it is to actually feel safe and comfortable in an environment versus unsafe and uncomfortable. And when talking about particular subjects, money, for example, suddenly things get tight. If a part of you, the emotion itself, the whole structure, the energy, if it does not feel safe, it might not feel safe from you. This is what's so important and interesting. It's not going to come to the surface fully, right? So a lot of people, type A and everything, come to inner work with I'm going to knock out these beliefs. I'm going to write everything down. I'm going to clear each one of them. If you're coming in there with a hammer, these parts of you know that, and they will hide and they will protect themselves, and they are protecting you, actually. They have a very deep wisdom behind why they've shut down certain parts of you, or why they don't feel money is safe, or why they don't feel relationships or men or women or anyone are safe to be around. That structure is deep in your nervous system, and it knows what's going on often more than we do, generally more than we do. So if it feels threatened by the environment, if it feels unsafe in the world, but most importantly and interestingly, if it feels unsafe in the environment that you are creating around it, I am trying to get rid of this. I'm going to tap this away. That's why I don't think of EFT as tapping things away, but as a way of making it feel safe in your body, for that energy to come out and come to the surface fully, so it feels safe. It can show to you, or in its own way, see this is why it needed to protect you. Maybe it can resolve itself. Conversation can take place. Some real inner work and healing can take place. So to re-emphasize, how you actually relate to what's happening inside you is possibly the biggest determining factor in safety. So again, if you're in there trying to get rid of stuff, trying to transcend stuff even, ignore it, oh, that's the body, that's the ego, it's bad, it's not a dynamic that those parts of you are going to be particularly responsive to or necessarily feel that safe around. So safety, safety, safety. Now, it's often not easy or possible to do this alone. The practice, the facilitator, the therapist, whomever you're working with, that needs to be someone that helps you feel safe. In the work I do one-on-one and in classes, that's kind of my top priority. My top interest is what's going on with the person, what helps them feel more safe, how do we approach this conversation in a way that I'm not going in there, I'm going to clear all your blocks and get rid of all your stuff. It's sometimes very, very gentle. But if the person, whoever you're working with, I don't care if it's me or I don't care if it's anyone else, if they don't work for you for whatever reason, it's not personal, right? Meaning you might not feel comfortable with me because you don't like my voice, or you don't like the way a therapist looks and you can't explain it. You're not trying to be judgmental. You don't like the environment. You don't like the other people in the class. Not that you hate them. It doesn't feel right for you. That's not personal, right? As someone who facilitates, I don't take that personally. What matters is that you feel safe, and you want to find someone or something that does. So be very careful about any attitude that says, well, this is the technique. If you were really doing it better, faster, stronger, this technique works for everyone, and you're going to be completely free and healed if you really go all in. If something they're doing, if something anyone is saying is not working for you, get the hell out, because it's not going to work if you don't feel safe and comfortable in the environment. So safety first, safety first, safety first. I hope that helps, and if you have any questions or comments, let me know below. Thank you.